So hello sir, welcome to our show. It's been a highly great pleasure for us to have you over here. You can start with your introduction first, and so after that we can go out.
Myself, Dilip Jain. I work with Inco as a director of business development for international and domestic both. And also I work on certain strategic initiative for what we are doing in the new things in the company. I've been in the industry for a very long time, especially sugar industry. I started my career with multinational diversified sugar company in India, and basically I'm a chemical engineer. And I did a lot of work in sugar field, both process and milling, also cogeneration and ethanol program. And I did a lot of work in international sugar industry. So that's how I have been to all the phases of sugar industry, and I know what are the impacts on various efficiencies and how to put up the sugar projects and project management, operation part, new product development, new initiatives. So I cover everything related to sugar industry, starting from sugarcane to ethanol program actually.
Okay. So my first questions to you is that oftenly we have heard that the quality of sugarcane extraction is totally depend upon cane preparations.
See, the cane preparation had always been the very important subject. Actually, if you look at the industry, it's a crushing industry basically. So whenever you call sugar cane, it is always specified in terms of crushing. So the crushing is very simple things, no? You just have two rollers and you crush the sugar cane along with it, and the juice will come out actually. So the crushing is not very difficult thing to do. So when the sugar industry started, it was always like they started with crushing of cane with the hands. Actually, the canes were put with the hand, 2-3 people. They used to take the sugar cane in the two rollers, and they used to crush sugar cane. The juice will be extracted, and initially they used to make not sugar. Sometimes it is more of a jaggery. But over a period of time, when the multi-roller mills came, so the actual idea of crushing remains the same. Instead of two roller, it will become a multi-roller mills actually, wherein the way setup is done, you do the extraction multiple times, and also you put water and remove the sugar from the sugar cane actually. And the later in 1990 or sometime, the preparation had come in the sugar industry, because if you look at sugar cane, when you break the sugar cane, actually each fiber contains the sugar in its nodes actually. Okay. So if you have to extract sugar faster and you want to increase the capacity of the roller, you need to prepare the cane actually. That's why the preparation is very important part, both in terms of capacity and extraction. Because if you prepare the cane very well, when you say preparation, that means you should expose all the sugar cane in the threads actually, you can say actually. So if you see the sugar, it's a long stick like a feature. When you cut and then you defibrillate in terms of fiber, and that goes to between the roller. So that is very important from the cane preparation, and that's how the cane. There's a theory that how much there's a cane preparation index, and depending on the cane preparation index, you can predict what is the mill extraction. So the cane preparation index is measured in terms of how much sugar will be extracted by putting water on the prepared cane, and that's a measurement. So that's why sugar cane preparation index, or what you call cane preparation index, is very important, both in terms of milling capacity as well as the total extraction of sugar from the sugar cane.
Okay, so we were talking about the sugar. So just a small information I need specifically, can you explain something about what is this process of sugar from sugar cane, like how it comes from sugar cane to sugar?
See, sugar cane basically, as we explained, that we do the first extract the juice. When I say extract, means we do the squeezing and both removal of sugar by putting water. So that's how you get a sugarcane juice. So that juice, of course, when you crush the sugarcane, there's a lot of dirt coming in. There's a lot of acids which comes, which is acid which are created during the fermentation or in the process of sugar making. There's some amount of acid which remain. So the sugarcane juice pH is always 5.5 like that actually. And sugar is not stable at lower pH. What we do is basically a clarification step, which is simple lime addition. And in India, of course, we do sulfidation. And of course, depending on the process adoption, there are different type of clarification which is adopted. So what we do is that we remove all the dirty material from sugarcane juice actually. So there is a clarification wherein the mud is separated. So this mud is also, of course, goes as a fertilizer, because this mud is actually a calcium phosphate precipitate. So during clarification, you would add lime and phosphoric acid, and then you do the clarification by settling, where you get the clear juice. and this clear juice goes for further evaporation, and after evaporation it goes for crystallization step. So in the crystallization there are three-step crystallization process what we use basically to get a very high quality white 99% sucrose content sugar, not 99, it's 99.9. So that is the idea, to get a pure sucrose out of it. You do the crystallization step, and doing the crystallization step, after that there is a centrifugation where you separate the sugar from the mother liquor, which is also called molasses. So there are three types of molasses, like because crystallization happening in three steps, so there are three types of molasses, and you reach a final stage where the further extraction is not possible, or we say economically it is not possible, because there is some amount of sugar you have to leave in the molasses, which is called final molasses. So that's in the final step you take out the molasses out, which goes for fermentation and alcohol production. So this is how the basic steps of sugar, which is extraction, clarification, evaporation, crystallization, and centrifugation. After centrifugation you get a white sugar that goes for drying and bagging of the sugar.
Okay, so as we earlier discussed that you work in a preparatory device system, so I just want to have one question about the preparatory systems. So how does preparatory system impact the quality of extraction?
See, preparatory system, as I earlier also explained, the preparatory system is measured in terms of cane preparation index. So there is a method to test that. So you have to open up the cane. That's the idea. And when you also open up the cane, you have to open up with the long fibers. So there are three steps involved. There's you say you in India you get a long cane, whereas in certain factory where the harvesting is happening, you get a billet cane. So depending on billet cane and whole cane, the different type of prepared device also will change. So the cane is fed into the main cane carrier in the whole stick. I will touch upon whole stick only now. You have, because then you have to cut the cane, and you increase the density of feed density, and then it goes to the next cutter, which has a lower clearance than compared to first cutter, and you further cut the cane and also chop the cane. Then it goes to the equipment called fiberizer or shredder, where you basically with the large hammers, which is in the working in the swing action, you hit the sugar cane along with that hammer on an anvil plate. So on the anvil plate, when the pieces of cane which is cut by the further cutter, when it hits along with the hammer on the anvil plate, it further fibrate and you get a long fiber out of the sugar cane. And that cane fiber, prepared cane, goes for the further milling actually. So basically there are two cutters, fiberizer. Of course, people have tried single cane preparation in also, but that is of course it works. I will not say it doesn't work, but there's a lot of power increase, and we at Inco we use special super alloy with the hammer, so that there's a less wear and tear on the hammer actually, because depending on the type of sugarcane variety, and also the dirt coming along with it, that will have a very high wear and tear on your fiberizing equipment. So that's why at Inco we do a lot of research on what type of tips we have to use. We have a various type of tips, like 4 or 5 types actually, on the hammer where we defibrate the cane. Also we have a different type of cutters also. We do swing cane cutting action actually, which has a lot of advantages actually, because it is a double impact action. So depending on the technology we choose, we try to optimize the overall power, because this process is very power intensive actually. So of course sugar factory generates its own power, but at the end of the day the sugar factory also used to sell power. Now also they sell power. So whatever in less power, how better you can prepare a cane, that is very important. And also the type of preparation, it's a long fiber is very important, not dusty preparation. If it is a dusty preparation, it has a negative impact on the extraction.
Okay. So basically, you were talking about the preparatory devices. So preparatory system you are talking about. So I just have a questions related to what are the common problems which the preparatory devices, the preparatory system faced.
See, it always apart from preparation, the cane feeding is also very important.
Okay.
So if the carriers are not designed and there is a gap feeding, and if you put all the cane at one stage together, then there will be a lot of load on the first cutter itself. Also, the foreign particle have very big impact nowadays, because many factory there's a loading unloading also has become mechanical. Of course, the harvesting is also becoming mechanical over a period of time. So a lot of foreign particles in terms of metal parts also come. So that's very big challenge for the cutting knives as well as the hammer actually in time to go. So because you cannot have a very good magnet also even if you put in the first feeding carrier actually. So that there's a big challenge actually in terms of cane preparation, that you have to deal with a lot of foreign particles in terms of sand, or and also in terms of metal parts actually, which come bolts. Sometimes the slings also come. So those are the very rocks also come actually. So those are very big challenge for the cane preparation equipment, that you have to have very good quality of knives actually, which can withstand this kind of shock. You cannot avoid it actually, because the foreign matter will come, because it's all part of practical operation. So this is in fact this has become a very big challenge now, cane preparation, both because the type of sugar cane and the type of dirt and the type of foreign particle which can come. And because after the cane is prepared, you can always have a good quality magnet to take the foreign particle. But previous to that, even the feeding, gap feeding, and the feed density, all these things makes a lot of difference. And then you know what happens? The factory keep expanding. So when the factory keep expanding, you need to have a change in the carrier, and you cannot suddenly have the build the new carrier. Sometimes there is no space, so you have to put an auxiliary carrier, or you have to put feeder table. So how you prepare the cane, and so there's always a system has to be designed to make the cane very well good cane preparation, because ultimately the cane preparation drastically impact your extraction as well as capacity. So good cane preparation is a very challenging part of the overall operation of sugarcane.
Okay. So as per the expanding you're talking about, so I just want to ask you, what are the upcoming emerging trends which is going to follow by preparatory system in sugar industry?
See, in terms of one thing is that of course the type of knife, of type of hammer. So as I mentioned about the foreign particle, so it has to withstand the shocks. So those are the very important part to that. We have to go for a different metallurgy and different type of hammers, different type of knife super blocks to withstand those part, and that's a major technological advancement is going on. Other than that, in terms of cane preparation equipment, there's not much change actually. No, it's after all, it's only cutting and defibrating actually. So there's not much going to be a change, because it's a very simple way that you have to only chop the cane before it goes to fabricator. But then when the harvesters are going to come up slowly, then maybe the challenge will be totally different. We'll have a billet cane supply. So in case of billet cane supply, you have a higher density of cane feed which is going on to the carrier. So then you have to change the clearances of the cutters. You may have to operate the reverse. That's where Inco is trying to propagate that we should have a swing type cutter, swing type leveler, and swing type fiberizer and shredder. So this is one challenge which industry will face, and there will be always as I told you, that how the cane preparation is important, because of it is only going to impact the overall extraction. And if you don't extract the sugar, you cannot make the sugar. So if you have the preparation is important part for extraction, and once you extract the sugar, it comes to the crystallization. So the extraction is not good, you lose the sugar. And sugar is a very expensive thing actually, because you get only 10% out of 100 kg of 100 kg of sugar cane. So any loss in terms of extraction is a very, very important economical impact on the factory actually overall.
Okay. So you were talking about an Inco. So I just have a last questions to end with the podcast. That what is the benefit of Inco preparatory systems compared to other product which is available in the market right now?
See, as I told you, the principle remains the same. But because we are a very high wear solution company, we have come out from the wear solution idea that what kind of metallurgy should be used in the knives, also for hammer tips. That's how the Inco was born actually, I would say. So those are the very important part, and that's what Inco is working continuously on, that to improve the metallurgy part, and the so that it does not impact the cane preparation, and it also have a longer life. So because now everybody wants higher quality, so we have to make a better quality products. And again, it depends on the zone to zone. Some places will have a low fiber, some places will have high fiber. So again, depends on the zone to zone. India, Maharashtra, it will be different. UP, it will be different. Then if you go to Africa, it will be different. There is also the age of cane. Like in Maharashtra, it is 18 months cane. In UP, it is 12 months cane. If we go to Africa, it is different. So everywhere the cane varieties changes, and also the factory also change their variety every 2-3 years or 5 years. So that is a very big challenge, and Inco is continuously working on the new type of metallurgy and of course the equipment design, so that we can get higher extraction with lower power.
Okay. So that's it, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Inco Total Wear Solutions.